there's something greater for this child.
Right.
She's fighting for her life in this incubator. She's probably going to fight for her life the rest of her life.
Right.
So it's just been a living testimony for me.
I love it because you know what? God has a way of setting you up, even when you don't know it. You didn't.
Right. Because I didn't know I was being set up because I knew very little of my past.
Right.
Considering, the circumstances. So it was just like, wow, it's the one. What's going on here?
And but you begin your craft. God begins to build that as a craft, and you begin to do some. When did you start writing songs?
Oh, see, and that's the thing. No one in my age group was writing songs when I was writing songs, so it kind of matured me in a way because I started writing songs like immediately. I'd say about 12 years old.
12 years old.
Just writing songs.
Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Honey,
I remember mine.
Writing songs, and my uncle, he's a musician. He's a local musician, and he opened up plenty of places. Freddie Jackson's song, Rock Me Tonight,
right.
My uncle wrote.
Oh, you?
He stole the song to Freddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I sing that, and, I'm a fan of him, but, he didn't go as far as just where he worked locally, but his song made it big, but no one really knows that he wrote the song.
Did he get the credit on the song? He said,
"Oh, this next to it." Credit because he sold all his rights. And that's the thing. When I was born into this, that's all I remember them saying was, "You sold the rights to your song." And I'm like,
you remember that? Didn't you?
What's going on here? And so I just knew all of this stuff, and I'm just like, why did he sell the rights to a song? What's going on? And then eventually I educated myself, and I became old enough to know what was really going on.
Right. Interesting. Now, you learned those things early on as far as, a lot of different artists out there in the R&B soul realm, they did not, when they wrote songs, they did not want to say artists, but a lot of songwriters, when they wrote the songs, they sold the rights to them. And they would be making money off the songs today, especially some of the kids that's out there now.
Well, see, that's what I've been talking to him about lately,
Yeah.
Lately.
Yeah.
I'm like, Freddie Jackson's been over in this mansion, and I'm sitting here, well, I'm not in Tennessee anymore, I'm in Dallas. And I'm like, but you're sitting here in Tennessee, and this man is just getting all of the money because I went back a few years ago. I found when Don Cornelius died, and they had showed the old Soul Train tapes or whatever. The man was just saying, Freddie Jackson's like, yeah, I wrote the song in the hotel, and I'm like, the hotel is my friend, but my uncle signed up his rights to give you the song.
Wow. And now he's making all the royalties.
He's making all of the royalties, and my family's so grounded in Christ that they just overlook it. It was just a pleasure, I guess, for him to have such a huge record at the time. And it's just sad that, no one would ever hear the final of his original recording of it. But I might go back and do it for him. I've always told him that. So it was...
So on CENTERTAINMENT Radio and TV, tell the name of the song again, and your uncle's name, and that's the real person that wrote the song.
Yes, the real person that wrote Freddie Jackson's Rock Me Tonight is Lametria Marable, and he resides in Erin, Tennessee.
There we go. There we go.
All the rights to that song to Freddie Jackson.
You got it right here. You heard it right here in your studio, CENTERTAINMENT Radio and TV.
And this happens a lot in the music industry.
Wow. And so we've learned something, and we're hopefully helping a lot of songwriters out there, helping a lot of artists out there as you go forward. When you write your songs, copyright your song. Don't sign away your song. Don't sign away your song in the contract.
In the contract that you want a percentage if you're selling it to someone.
Right.
You put a percentage of how much you want out of it. Just don't be naive and sign it over so quickly, because the money you get in hand may seem like a lot, but it won't be a lifetime of royalties you could have been receiving throughout your life.
In your family.
Because it's so much stroke.
Right.
And we had to, collect funds for that. And I'm just like, had this would have happened, we would have been having money coming in. But God takes you through things for you to grow as a person. And so I think now he's lived with it, he's learned his lesson, and he's just moving forward with it because he has a book full of songs, and he will gladly give them over to them.
And that's good. That's good. That's good. But you're helping a lot of artists out there and songwriters today, and so they don't fall in that trap. And also, there's someone that called me. I'm not going to say who it was. They were asking that same thing. Was that they had an opportunity and one of the major record companies wanted them to sign over their rights to the song, and for a number of years. And that I said, well, go and see if you can get that back, or see if you can only sign a certain percentage of it, because I know record companies, they love to, when the song is high, they want to get all that money. And then you're sitting there struggling, trying to get from place to place, struggling, trying to travel from Atlanta to California, and they're making a lot of money.
Because we have been living off of these royalties, and I'm very close to that uncle, so I know that if had been he didn't sign over his rights and got a percentage of those royalties, some of it would have belonged to me.
Right,
exactly. Kind of like, I don't argue with him about it. I'm just like, that's something you just really learn about. But growing up hearing about it, I never understood it until, now being my own artist, and I'm just like, I can't believe it is that.
Exactly.
And then this man is going on live national TV.
Saying he wrote it.
Song.
Wow.
But that's what they can
You've
do.
been told on, sir.
That's what they can do, though.
Yep. And he can do it legally. And he's doing it legally because he signed his rights onto the song. And we didn't know anything better back then. I mean, I guess the guy.
This was the 70s.
Right. And we didn't hear a lot about what we should do. We didn't have a lot of people that counsel.
My grandmother had said this. So, yeah.
And look at the guy that started McDonald's. I bet he wish he would have kept the rights to McDonald's. I mean, it's $1 billion industry. And Walmart, that's right.
And that happens a lot in the industry, though. A lot.
And what have you learned? You've gone through some childhood atrocities as far as when you were born. What I know you don't feel any repercussions from that, but what did you learn through that? What did your family learn through that?
Well, I guess they learned to grow together, and I think that their faith in God and in Christ increased more. Because when people go through stuff like that and they witness miracles and miraculous things, that makes them grow closer to Him. So sometimes my birth, to me, could have been a ripple effect to get that generation to pay attention to Him or my generation.
Right.
Because there's always that one person out of each generation that leads the people to Him, closer to Him. So I think that's what took place during my birth.
Right. Yeah. You have a praying family, somebody that was praying and God touched those?
My mama, she prays. But I used to laugh about it, but not laugh about it to where I'm like, oh, this is funny. Laugh about it like, oh my gosh, here she goes.
Wow.
But if you really think about it, the people that are praying over you like that are the people that's praying for you to have longevity in life and knowledge in Him. So I don't laugh at it no more. I just kind of let her do her thing. I pray and do my thing. Call it a day.
There we go. But it taught you about prayer. And what have you learned for yourself when you turn something over to God? I mean, a lot of people, they talk about doing it, but they don't really know how to turn it over. And I've learned a long time ago, when you turn something over and let it go, God begins to move. What have you learned?
Yeah, He does. Like the R&B thing, my music to me wasn't necessarily just R&B.
Right.
I feel like my music was just based on everyone's life, my life that has relationships. Because, to me, I'm the old-fashioned, like, if you're writing a song, it's supposed to tell a story. It's supposed to be somebody's testimony, somebody's journey, and it's supposed to move a person.
Right.
Inspire them or motivate them to do better. And so when I wrote songs in the R&B field, they were still considered Christian, in my opinion, because I wasn't soliciting any type of illicit lyrics or anything like that. It was just straight out coming from my heart, my experience, maybe someone else's experience. They come crying to me about something that I'm like, why are you talking like this? And writing stuff out. So it's just like, I think it kind of made me evolve a little bit, but I think as I'm moving, growing to this industry as a gospel artist, I don't really want to put a label on me being a gospel artist because I was already doing these things.
Right.
In general.
I love how you
it came natural to me. So it ain't really like I should be put in a box as being a gospel artist or contemporary Christian artist. I'm just me, Lametria, who God created me to be. This stuff comes naturally. So I think that I'm going to just continue writing songs of other people's testimonies in mine and incorporating God's love into it. Because sometimes you can have a testimony and someone might be like, oh, like one song I'm writing is somebody's questioning God, but then you can, on the other hand, have God telling them why you're questioning God or like why this is happening, like come speak.
Right. I love what you're saying too, and I want to ask you some questions about international poets not dying too, so we're not losing part here.
It's hard to say I miss you, yeah. And I'm sad to hear you go. 'Cause when times get hard, I'm lonely. And I face reality.